What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, the podcast. Today, I am in a great mood. Why am I in a great mood? Because I recorded content backwards this week, so which means I started by recording Thursday and Friday's videos, and I made it all the way to here to now recording the beginning of the week. And let me tell you this, we had a ball recording Friday's video specifically. Is it one of the best games I've ever played? No. Is it one of the craziest things that's ever happened to me? Yes. That's called foreshadowing. So make sure you come back for Friday. But today we're talking about Color Storm content. That's why you came here. I liked it. Shocker. Things to like. We're going to talk about Color Storm today. How it sets the stage for future drops. The couple critiques we have, of course, will be constructive, but Color Storm is pretty good. So let's get into it. We will first start on the Color Storm inventory page or the collection page. And then I will also do a quick Color Storm grind in which we unlock a card to show you how quickly it can be done. So let's start here. I will address the chief complaint of Color Storm first and then talk to you about why I like it. A couple of reasons why I like it. The chief complaint being these cards are 92 overalls. And the chase pack that dropped at the time was Ronald Acuna. And that was that a 94 or a 93? Let's get it real quick. It's not a breakout card. It's an all-star card. It was a 94. So it is 2 overalls less than the highest chase card, which seems to be a trend, where the cards that are behind packs are very expensive and very good, and the free cards are less good. It's a whole separate can of worms in itself, and I am not dismissing it as if it's okay. It is a problem. But given that that's the world we live in, let's talk about these cards. They're 91s and 92s, right? So most of them on the hitting side are going to be more like utility type of players. And I don't necessarily mean just a bench piece when I say utility. I mean they serve a purpose. They're going to crush a right-handed pitcher. They're going to crush a lefty pitcher. They're excellent on defense as a late inning replacement. So yes, they are a defensive utility player or a utility player, period. But they're not just bench fodder. They are good at specific things, and that's important. Plus, if you combine boosts from the first Team Affinity Jolt series plus this one, sometimes the teams can get fun. I know the Cleveland team is the one a lot of people are running, so there's opportunity there. The second thing I liked is that some of these pitchers are underrated. I've heard a lot of things about Jared Jones. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not saying you're wrong, because everybody's good with their own type of pitcher. Nothing about Jared Jones screams good to me. His controls are not top tier. His breaks, other than his fastball, which doesn't break, and his 12-6 are pretty stinky. That sinker is scary. He doesn't do much of anything to me, and he's got no quirks. So for you, if Jared Jones is good, that's great. Not for me. Lodolo, I've heard excellent things. He's on my list of pitchers to try. I just clearly have not gotten him yet. I have 19 or 20 of the 30. Brian Wu, I used him in a video last week. He was kind of fun. I had a good time using him. Is he the best? Absolutely not, but he's good. Jack Leiter, I'm kind of intrigued by him. Haven't used him yet, but he might be okay. His breaks and controllers are slightly better than Jared Jones. Not much. We're just doing the pitchers first. And so Trinan should be in a lot of bullpens, if not everybody's bullpen, and that's good. Michael Wacha, spoiler alert, you'll see him later this week. I had lots of fun using him. I think he's really, really good. Ben Joyce going to be in a lot of bullpens. He's in mine. Jeff Hoffman will be in some bullpens. Good, not great. Luis Heel, controls stink. Breaks are okay. Good, not great. The pitchers in the drop are better than the hitters in terms of the value you'll get from them, because I think it is easier for a pitcher card to be good than it is for a hitter card to be good. A hitter has to check so many different boxes. Sometimes a pitcher, if you just have a funky delivery, you're good. You don't even need anything else. So the pitchers is good pitcher drop. In terms of hitters, guys I like, Bo Naylor's got a good swing, and again, he's part of that Cleveland theme team that you could be running. This Yoshida card is a really good DH option, if we're being honest. It just depends if you like his swing. He's got that really short, like Adalberto Mondesi, Gil Hodges, slappy type of swing. So it's not for everybody, but it's a good offensive card. And look what they did to make him good. They tanked the discipline. Almost like you don't need it. Moving on. That's a controversial subject to talk about, I know. Benintendi's got a ton of power. Didn't know that was part of his game, if I'm being completely honest. Mark Vientos, good offensive card for sure. This is an underrated catcher card. He's not going to hit a ton of homers, but he's got a beautiful swing. Problem is he can't field, but he's not that bad. Gurriel, Tovar, Horner, I actually like. He's my bench second baseman right now because I'm starting Colt Keith. Fun fact, at second. But not bad. And he's got a good swing. Just not a lot of power. This Javi Baez is actually pretty okay. Not for me, but I'm just not a fan of his swing. Austin Riley's a good card. Brent Rooker's a really good DH. Like a really good DH. It's just if you can deal with the vision. And that is it. That's it. So, listen, is it the best drop? No. Is it a decent drop? Yes. And what makes the drop better is the grind for it. So, is it a grind that takes a little bit of time? For sure. For sure. And I think we've all told ourselves, I'm okay with doing a grind as long as it's worth it. Not all of the cards are necessarily worth it here, but the drop is really, really good for every single Color Storm card that you grind your way through, which takes 20 to 30 minutes at most. You get this cool little icon. Forget the icons. You get Pack, 1500 XP. Pack, Sound, 3000 XP. 2 uniforms, a ball, and end the card. And then you get all the PXP you get for actually playing the game to unlock the card. So, out of all of this, I think someone told me it's like 200 plus packs. There's some ball-ins. There's a lot of XP. You only need 15 cards for the voucher to get the next big collection on June 13th. It's worth your time, guys. I think it's worth it. Is it a game-changing, lineup-changing roster drop? No. But it gives you the auxiliary cards you could use. The bullpen help, the bench utility versatility help. Do I wish the cards were better? Yes. Do I wish the cards completely reshaped lineups? For sure. I think that's always what we want from big content drops, and I think it's more fun when the big content drops really force you to make decisions and make changes. So it could always be better. But the ease at which you can go through this grind and how passive it is takes the cake. So I would grade this a solid B. I think it's a solid B. I think that's a fair way to put it. When you look at it holistically, the cards themselves, they're probably more like a CC+. But the ease of grind, the pace of grind, and the rewards you get outside of the cards, because let's face it, if the cards were the only rewards, it'd not be a B. But because you get all this fun stuff, it's not bad. It's not bad. Out of one of these ball-ins, I pulled a Bobby Witt Jr. And that's fun. And that's why I have, what do I have? 332,000 stubs. Thank you, SDS, for the Bobby Witt. I appreciate it. So, here's the other benefit of it. I didn't mean to go into a sword. I'm sorry. I'm going through the menus really fast today. The other benefit of it. I played like 3 ranked games today, and I played a few event games the other day because I was grinding the multiplayer program. Let's just look at the Padres, for example. It's a 50,000 team affinity path. Team affinity point path. You do the mission, you get 10,000. So that's 20%, 1/5 of the way, just by getting on base 2 times with Jake Cronenworth. So you're using the card you get at the end of the path, which is fun, because you get to try them out and see what you like. And then the missions are super easy, and they're all built exactly the same. You could do 25 Ks with that team for 10,000 team affinity points. That's a lot for me. Especially because 25K basically means you're playing a full game against the CPU and maybe then some. So that's a lot. 50 total bases with the team. You could do that in a few innings if you play on rookie. That's 10,000. Then you're either going to do 5 hits or 3 innings pitched with the Jolt series card. So in this case for the Padres, it's Joe Musgrove. You got to pitch 3 innings. And then you got 1,500 PXP with the hitters or 2,500 PXP with pitchers, which is a lot. So my method of doing this has been the moment with 10,000, and then the total bases, the Jolt series mission, and the hitters. So just by playing the past couple games I've played, or few games I've played, I have Tony Gwynn as my starting right fielder. I've gotten 26 total bases out of 50, and I've gotten 1,300 almost PXP. So we are going to finish this off. You could passively get so much of this stuff done. The Mets one I almost did just by playing ranked games, and I just went in and cleaned it up I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago. So we're just going to go into a game and we're going to talk about why this grind makes sense and why it's good. And it lets you just pick and choose which cards you want to go get. I do think you should go get all of them because you never know what you might need them for. But it could be passive, and that's good. So we're going to make sure we have the right lineup. We're going to play 3 innings against the CPU because I only need to pitch 3 innings with Joe Musgrove. Let's make sure we're on my grind lineup. I already built it, filled with Padres. That's all you got to do. I'm doing the Padres. Make a lineup filled with Padres. You could activate the player boost if you want, but because we only need 3 innings and a few total bases, I'm not going to bother. But if you activate the captain boost, you could do it all the way to 18 players. What the hell's going on here? There you go. And get plus 10 contacts, plus 10 batting clutch, plus 10 hit per 9 if you want to. We're only going against the CPU on rookie and cores. So good enough. You could even do this more efficiently if you want. You could do this in a mini season. You could do this in Conquest. Go play Diamond Quest. It's a little harder in Diamond Quest because typically you're on higher difficulty. You could also just take 15 minutes against the CPU and beat its brains in. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to single player, play versus CPU. Colorado. I've been doing a lot of it on Veteran or All-Star because you do get more PXP when you play on those difficulties, but Rookie's fine for this instance. It's easier. It's mindless. We can talk while it's going on. Make sure we're picking Joe Musgrove. We've got our lineup of Padres. The Fathers. So, I think this sets a good tone for future TA drops. If they're set on having TA included in the game, which this year clearly they are. I just think it gives people to chase the cards they want easily. The packs are worth it, if only just a chance to get good cards. I know oh wow, that didn't go anywhere. I know packs this year stink. They do. They really, really, truly do. I think SDS needs to look at upping pack odds or, I don't know, removing how many commons exist in this game. Like, there are so many guys you've never heard of, and they just take up slots in packs. You know, I'm not looking for every pack to guarantee me 10,000 stubs. I think that's ridiculous, but the packs are rough this year. Ding dong. Either way, giving me the opportunity to rip packs, giving me lots of ball-ins. That was a tank. Lots of XP to fly through the path. I think it all is a good formula here. Because, like I said before, if you did this grind, right? And the only thing the grind gave us was these cards, I think you would have seen something of an uprising. But because it's passive, too, and I just think it added up to a nice little content drop. I shouldn't say little. It was a pretty big content drop.
Counts 1-0.
I like it because, like, let's say I fire up the game and I'm just trying to play some ball. I don't feel like playing ranked. I don't want to go in the multiplayer. You could do this in events, by the way, as well. A lot of it. Not all of it, but some of it. You know, you could play it your way, grind it your way. You could do it entirely passively and then do all the moments. There's lots of ways to do this. So I think that's good. You know, in the past, we've complained about having homework as, like, content drops. Here's why I don't think this falls into the homework bucket. Tops now always feels like homework, right? Spotlight feels like homework. Because Spotlight, it's mandatory to do to achieve things that happen later in the game. Like, you have to do the weekly Spotlight drops. You don't have to do them weekly, but you have to do them at some point if you want to get the monthly player of the month card. That was redundant. You know what I mean, though. You have to do your weekly stub tax and buy the Spotlight pack cards in order to be able to get the retro card. Those are all things you have to do. Air quotes, have to do. No one's holding a gun to your head, but if you want to achieve the thing, you have to do them. This is different. I mean, it's a voucher. When you get 15 of the Color Storm cards, the voucher is good for the June 13th collection drop. Technically, you could skip a voucher, so technically you don't even have to do this. But you only need 15 of the 30. You don't need to grind the whole thing. It is bad swing. It is built to be a passive grind. There is no urgency to do any of this, also because none of these cards are game-breaking. Maybe that's part of the formula of why it works, actually. Kind of goes against what I said earlier. Ah, crap. I just think it worked. You know, I missed it when it first came out. I was on the road for work. Okay, so now we've got to pitch 3 innings. We're going to intentionally walk the first guy, so we pitch out of the stretch. Just makes it like 1 iota quicker. And he immediately steals. That's fine. We throw him out and get the out. Yay! All right, now we walk this guy again. You know, I missed it when it came out. I saw the discourse. There was some back and forth takes in terms of, oh, these cards aren't great or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then you let it sit, you let it simmer, which is what we should always do. We should always be letting these things simmer and let our opinions form over time versus in the immediate. It's like, you know what? Some of these cards have slappy swings, like that Masataka Yoshida card. You know, some of these guys were given cards because they're not going to get one this year, like Ben Joyce out for the season. Here's his good card. Yoshida, I think he's out for the season. There's a decent card. So it fit everything that we were looking for in terms of player variety, and then the rewards, the packs and the XP and the stubs and the... I just like it, man. I can't help it. You know, I'm going to be the first to critique this game when it needs to be critiqued, but I'm also going to give it its flowers when it should get it. And let's not pretend this was, like, the best drop in the history of MLB The Show. But for the way in which it was constructed, the way in which it makes you use all these different teams and player cards to grind things out, you fall in love with guys you didn't know you'd like. Like, I used Colt Keith on the Tigers. I was like, wow, this guy's swing is good. Then now he's my God Squad second baseman. That's a really hyper-specific instance, and it might not happen to everybody, but, you know, it's cool when that happens. The point of this game is ultimately to try and use as many cards as possible to see guys you didn't know you'd like. And that's been achieved. Oh, come on! It really doesn't matter at this point. I think we already have the 26 total bases we need. I'll probably just hit the rest of this inning, then bunt out of it. You know, you'll see how fast this grind goes. Granted, we started this grind essentially halfway through. I understand that. But we're finishing this in light speed. You just got to play against the CPU on rookie. Is that fun? Not necessarily. And I get that's not for everybody. For me, it works because it's passive, it's mindless. I can, you know, listen to videos or watch YouTube or, you know, do whatever I want in the background. But you can play it anywhere you want. And you are getting progress in this everywhere you play. Because you just got to do stuff. BBR, events, mini-seasons, anywhere. That ball was shillelied. He's only got 50 power. You know, I'm saving some of these harder grinds for the end. Like, I am not looking forward to doing the Marlins or the Pirates, and that's no disrespect to Marlins or Pirates fans. But obviously their rosters are a little thin compared to everybody else's. But, you know, you target the guys you want right away. I'm just mindlessly swinging. I wanted Trinan pretty quick. I wanted Ben Joyce. I wanted some of those pitchers. Waka, Wu, Leiter. Haven't used Leiter yet, like I said up top, but I might try him at some point. Though maybe not in the Weekend Classic. I don't know if the Weekend Classic is the best place to try somebody new on the mound. Either way, like, you go get the guys you want, and then you just fill in the gaps. Like, to me, right now, I did not rush to get Jake Cronenworth. With all due respect to Jake Cronenworth, he is a meaningless card to me. I have no interest in Jake Cronenworth cards. All right, we're just going to run ourselves out of this inning. But because I was close to him for doing the Padres, I was like, yeah, let's go get him. So we got to pitch 2 more innings, and that should be it. We've definitely done the PXP. We had 26 total bases, so we for sure finished the total bases at this point. I'll probably just run out of next inning entirely. 0-2. Either bunt out or just run the bases like a Looney Tune. And you'll be done. I could probably also just throw exclusively fastballs here, but, you know, we're pitching. We're getting PXP, we're getting some strikeouts. No balls, 2 strikes. We're messing around with Joe Musgrove. Joe Musgrove had a good card a couple years ago. Might have even been last year. What is your guys' opinion on Color Storm? How do we feel? Card art's pretty cool, too. People always have opinions on card art. Some are like, oh, this is so simple and stupid. I like simple and stupid. And it's not stupid. It's definitely simple, but it's not stupid. I like it. It's different. Like, we don't need every card to look the same. I know people like when every single card looks like a Topps card. It's such like a trivial thing to me where it's just a visual. Like, I don't even care what the cards look like, but it is cool when they're nice. And these are fun. All right, so I'm going to contact swing to make sure we put everything in play. And I'm just going to run. Tony Gwynn, by the way, incredible card. If you still have not grinded that mini-season, please do it. He's been a lot of fun for me in right field. Chase Headley, you're next. Contact swing. Contact swing is good if you're just trying to get out on purpose, because it's virtually impossible. It's not impossible, but it's hard to hit a home run when you contact swing. I hit one the other day with a contact swing doing this, and it, like, scared me. I was like, whoa, didn't know I could do that. So let's pitch this last inning. I've been recording this podcast so far for like 20-ish, 21 minutes. At least that's when I hit the record button. We've been doing this for what, like 7? Maybe 8? And again, I know we got to jump with it being like halfway through, but we already almost finished it. And that's Nito Petito. You could do it even faster PXP-wise if you did it on Veteran. Okay. I don't like when I let up hits. That slows my process down. Second baseman made a really terrible effort at it, too. Okay. They're hitting the ball, and that's strange, but it doesn't matter. One more out, and we did it. Wouldn't that be a buzzkill if we missed something and we didn't do it? But, you know, it's the magic of live recording, where we just do things and we don't make edits. There we go. All right, so easy as pie. There's our third inning. Says top of the fourth. We quit. And unless I did a grand blundery boo-boo, we should have Jake Cronenworth right in front of our face. Okay, first we're going to do this part. Oh, and a wheel spin. Oh, my goodness. So I think we got Jake Cronenworth, but let's do a wheel spin first. We're going to open packs in this. Let's do something fun. A wheel spin. It's going to be a gold. A gold? No, it's a diamond? No, it's a silver. It's a headliner pack. So let's see, because it didn't show me. Color Storm, 100%. We got him. Okay. And look, we got packs out of it. Not a lot, but I also already had a head start. Let's open these 3 packs. And then we'll be done. Just nice, easy episode. I always sell cards as I go, because I'm a lunatic. Even if it means I put a sell order in for 7, it means I get 6 stubs instead of 5. Here we go. Ballin' is a diamond. Aaron Judge. Nope. Adley Rutschman. What a disappointment he's been. What a disappointment he's been. 30. Quick sell. 34. That's a lot for Cam Boozer and Sam Hentikages. Give me a good headliner pack. No. Pack 8. Don Sutton. Well, I'll take a diamond out of it, though. Never mind. So, end of the day, Color Storm. Could it have been a better drop? Yes. Was it a bad drop? No. It gave us stuff to do for a couple weeks. You could passively grind it. You could grind it immediately. It's been out for like, what, 10-ish days now, and I'm 2/3 of the way through. I think that's a pretty solid pace of grinding, if I'm being completely honest. Let's take a look again. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more to go. I'm exactly 2/3 of the way through, so I'm happy with it. A passive grind, a grind that's worth your time, and again, you only need 15 of them for the voucher for June 13th. That's like 3 weeks' time to do 15 of these. We just did one of them, and again, we started mostly halfway-ish through in 8 minutes. So duplicate it, even give yourself some wiggle room to go pee-pee. Let's say 25 to 30 minutes per team. You do 2 a day over 2 weeks is 14. It's easy. It's easy. So I like the Color Storm. I'm happy with the Color Storm. The card art is cool, despite what people say. It gave us card variety in terms of the players we got, and there was decent utility, plus the starting pitchers are better than the hitters. And the bullpen guys are good, which typically is the case. Bullpen guys in these drops are always useful. But that'll do it for this episode of the show, the podcast. Let me know what you guys think of the Color Storm, and do you also call it Color Rush like I do sometimes, because I'm a silly idiot. That's it. Thank you guys. Love you guys. See you next time.